Hi there, my name is Nicola Kane, and today I'm going to be giving a brief presentation on the steps involved in creating a digital marketing campaign. The brand I have chosen is Cloud9 Events. Here is just a brief overview of the contents of today's presentation. So there'll be a brief introduction to the brand. I'll outline the keyword research undertaken and the steps I employed in the Google Ads campaign and the email campaign. So Cloud9 Events is a retail brand. They're based in Dublin. They don't have a physical retail outlet. They are web sales only. They focus on personalised products. So these would be personalised gifts for weddings, hen and stag parties, and newborn babies. And their main focus seems to be customers within the Irish market. I don't have any personal connection to this brand. I would have done my previous assignment on them, and I came across them on Instagram when I was researching ideas for my previous assignment. What I found about them is they have quite a strong, solid social media following, but they have a really poor website authority and non-existent SEO. So I thought it would be interesting to do it on a company like this where there is a lot of room for improvement, and I could see the steps that maybe could be taken if you were to try and set up a company like this for hopefully increasing their authority online. So what is SEO and why is it important? SEO is essential, really, and this is something I've only been learning in the last few months. But it's a set of processes which are aimed at improving the website's rankings in search engines. So these Google crawlers that go out there and they search for these keywords that people are searching for, if you don't have those keywords included, you're not going to feature. You're going to be way down the list on Google. The reason you do this is to improve the organic search traffic to your website. And how you do this is by fulfilling your user search needs. So if your keywords are matching what they're looking for, you're going to rank higher. As I had done a previous assignment on this brand, I had a fairly good idea of their demographics, their target audience. So this was the information that I set into Google Ads when I was setting up the display and paid search campaigns. And some of it was auto-generated because once I had set up my landing pages, these were auto-generated, some of these ideas. Then you can also set up custom segments further down, and you can also link in with topics. There are generally 4 search intentions that people have when searching online. These are informational, which is when a user wants to find the answer to a specific question. Navigational is when they want to look for a specific page, site, or location. Commercial is when they want to investigate a brand or service. And then transactional is when they want to complete an action or transaction, which is essentially a conversion. So for my keyword research, I opted to use a strategy which I found on YouTube by an SEO expert. So the first thing he said to do was to create kind of a bucket of search words, not keywords as such, but I suppose topics that are relevant to the products you're selling. And this is where I come up with these 6 items highlighted in white. Then I broke those down into subgroups, keywords that may be used. And then I went through quite an arduous process of finding out which of these keywords was doing best in the Irish market. So out of all these terms, bridesmaid had a really good monthly search volume. So I decided to opt for that one, given that our products are very much targeted at bridesmaids. We have a lot of bridesmaids products. So if we're getting people onto the website to look at those items, then they might go on and look at the other items we have on sale as well. So based off of that and using the term bridesmaid, I then used a tool which is often referred to as alphabet soup. So this is where you enter your keyword into Google and then you go down through the alphabet, literally from A to Z, and find out the most prompted word for each letter. And these are the results I got. So based on that table, I was able to figure out that bridesmaid gift has a really healthy monthly search volume and a relatively uncompetitive keyword difficulty. And the intent with this term is mostly informational. The term personalized gifts also had a good monthly search volume, and that had a slightly higher keyword difficulty. And then expanding on this, I found that by making longer tail keywords, particularly those including Ireland, the commercial and transactional intent remained, but the keyword difficulty decreased. And in addition to this, I also found that it would be useful to include terms such as box, proposal, robes, and thank you in longer portions of text, as they have a relatively high search value and a low keyword difficulty. And this is just a brief overview of the keywords I selected. So bridesmaid gift is my main keyword, and then the additional keywords would be personalized gifts, bridesmaid gifts Ireland, and so on. And then extra terms would be box, proposal, robes, and thank you. So I then went on to create my 2 landing pages. I created 2 different offers, and then I optimized these pages for SEO. So when setting up your SEO, it's important to keep a few things in mind. Ideally, you want to keep the title to less than 60 characters and your meta description to less than 160 characters. You should have a maximum of 1 H1 per page, and that should be a maximum of 60 characters. You can also have a hierarchy of headings, so your H1, H2, H3 kind of as you go down the page. And it's not really necessary to go beyond the H3. You can kind of use paragraphs after that. And obviously not to keyword stuff because the crawlers will pick up on that straight away. And here's just a quick look at my 2 landing pages. So I had one which was a 25% off offer, and then my second one was for free delivery. So I used a Google Chrome extension for SEO checking just to make sure I was happy with my SEO when I was done. And then obviously included all my links, and I put meta tags, meta descriptions on my images, and just made sure I was happy with all of that. So in terms of setting up my display ad, again, I followed a strategy that I found on YouTube, and it's outlined on this page here. So I mainly focused on the 3 first points because the subsequent 3 points would come later on in the process. So the first one then, to optimize your landing pages, would involve setting up the same ad twice, but with different groups with 2 separate landing pages. So based on what they're clicking on, they're going to get to a different landing page. Then in terms of optimizing your display ads, that would involve including various sizes of images. There's a list here of the various image sizes. These are the top 10 performing ones. There's a long list of various sizes, but these are the top performing ones. Then you can also change your images. So you could test and see what images are working, what visual assets are working in ads, and set up all these different ad groups with various visual assets and eliminate the ones that aren't working. And this is just a look at some of the image sizes I would have opted for, but I did include maybe 8 to 9 image sizes in each ad group. So then in relation to the paid search campaign, I followed the strategy that was outlined in our digital marketing lectures. And that is outlined on this table at the top left here. So it basically asks, am I speaking directly to my target persona? And I feel that I am, in that I'm using headlines such as treat your bridesmaids, elevate your wedding, add sparkle to your wedding day. Because I guess in a lot of cases, it's going to be the bride that's looking for these items. Then include the main keywords that I'm bidding on. Yes, I have included bridesmaid gifts, and I've also included sub-keywords in the copy. Have I made the offer appealing? I feel I have, in that I've given this offer of 25% off or free next day delivery. And the language that I'm using matches the copy, and I've also included callouts such as shop online now, limited offer, and 25% off. So then just moving on to the email marketing campaign, I focused on 3 main elements in this: the subject line, the preview text, and the body copy. So I played around a lot with the subject line. And then based on this table here, I found that this one worked the best for me. I put it into a testing tool online, and 7 ways to upgrade your wedding got 92% score. It seems to incorporate a lot of the suggestions included in the box at the bottom there. Then in terms of the preview text, if you don't consider the preview text, then it's going to be auto-generated for you. And this can be really damaging in that the first thing that might be there on your email is an unsubscribe box. So that's not what you want your viewers to see. So it's important that you generate that yourself and try and keep it to less than 100 characters. And this image here is just a preview of what my email would look like to a viewer. And finally, then, just in terms of the copy for the email, it's really important that you're not hard selling here in an email. Like your customers aren't stupid, or your potential customers aren't stupid. So you want to be offering something that is relevant to them, something that has a bit of value, preferably something that's interactive that they can kind of make a micro commitment on, and that is optimized for mobile devices, as 60% of emails are now read on mobile devices. You also want to avoid spam words and spam triggers. And again, down the road, you can A/B test this. So here is a quick look at the copy of my email. Obviously, it's on a landscape here now, so it doesn't look as it would on an email, but I basically have it in a portrait mode on the email. And what I wanted to do was create the kind of Instagram carousel look, because that's really popular at the moment. This size is optimized for mobiles. And then I've added something of value by including tips for personalizing your wedding. And a lot of them aren't relevant to our business. A lot of them won't create sales for us. So I am offering that value to the customer in that there's other suggestions there, other tips there. It's not complete sales, but then I have also included our promotional material at the end. And again, the interactive boxes at the bottom. Would you like 25% off, or do you need something in a hurry? Would you like free next day delivery? And I've also included our social media channels. So that concludes the presentation for today. That's just a quick look there at the references I used in compiling this assignment. And thank you for watching today.